Hey, what's up guys? Hello and welcome back again to my channel. Today I will be talking about a major issue with this camera, the Sony A7 IV. This camera has a major overheating issue and I will be talking about it. I will be going over 3 approaches to take to solve this overheating problem. Hopefully, fellow A7 IV owners and new prospective users planning to buy this camera will find this video helpful. So this is a major issue that has been going on for years now since release. And actually, I just found out lately after I experienced the camera shutting down in the middle of me recording a video. And I was using 4K 30 frames per second actually. And what's so crazy is I didn't even have to do a lot of digging to find out that other users have experienced the same thing. And sadly, it seems there's really nothing more Sony can do about this problem at this point. And the way I see it, this is more or less like a hardware level problem, which a simple firmware update can fix. Because if it could, then I wouldn't be making this video. And quite frankly, this is not something I expected I was going to experience with this camera. I mean, come on. This camera is not even cheap by any means. This is a Sony camera. It has a very magnificent 33 megapixel sensor, kit lens, battery and everything, straight out of the box. So what could possibly go wrong, right? So I decided to make this video and go over 3 approaches you can take to solve this problem. Number 1 is going to be software settings. And number 2 is going to be things you can do on the camera body itself. And number 3 will be an external hardware to use, a cooling fan to be precise. So without further ado, let's go over all the methods. So first things first, this is the current firmware version of the camera as at the time I'm making this video. And I have a 28 to 70mm kit lens attached. Also, for a little bit of context, I was recording in 4K 30 while the auto power off settings of the camera is set to standard. And this is also the default setting. So here we are in the camera menu. I'm going to show you quickly how to change some settings that can potentially, slow down the camera from shutting off due to overheating. So first things, we'll come to image quality. So I'm going to also explain why I'm using XAVC S4K format. So if we come here, we have 3 4K modes. XAVC SI, this uses CF Express card. So I really won't be using this one. So the only reason why I'm going for this is because this allows me to shoot in 30 frames. So let me show you the movie settings. So right here you can see that the options we have here is 60 frames, 30 and 24 frames, okay? Then we're gonna go back and I can actually, in this setting, I can change the bitrate and the color format that I want. But I'm gonna leave this at 60 for now. Minimum settings. So if I change this format to XAVC HS4K, I don't have 30 frames per second. So you can see here that we only have the option for just 60 frames and 24 frames. So now we go back and you can see right here that we have, although in this mode we have more options for bitrate and the only color range we have here is just 10-bit. There is no standard REC 709 here. So basically for my own preference, I will be sticking with this for most of my recording. On a side note, there has always been the discussion about shooting in 60 frames versus 30 versus 24. My take on this is if you're shooting in an indoor setting like studio, podcast, streaming and whatnot, you don't need 60 frames per second. I don't see any reason why you would want to shoot in 60 FPS in such scenarios. The only times I would shoot in 60 FPS is if I'm outdoors, in motion like in a moving car, or I want to shoot a very fast moving scene. Or maybe I have it in mind to also have a little bit of slow-mo in post. Other than that, there is absolutely no reason why I would shoot in 60 FPS. 30 FPS is the ideal spot, and if you want something more cinematic, shoot in 24 frames per second. Alright, moving on. So what I'm going to show you next is other settings to change to mitigate the problem. So let's come down to network. We'll come all the way down to network option. Okay, airplane mode, turn it on. So this essentially shuts down Bluetooth and the camera trying to connect wirelessly. So this is also a preference, something you might check out. So next setting we're going to change, we're going to come down here to setup, and we'll come all the way down to Finder Monitor Settings. Under Finder Monitor Settings, the first thing we want to do is change monitor brightness. In my own case, I'm using manual because I turned it all the way up to 2. All right, so feel free to dial it down. All right, and viewfinder brightness, I also turn it up all the way to 2. So you can bring it back down to 0 or much lower. But right now I can't get in the setting because I'm currently connected to HDMI output. So the next thing we want to do, we come to display quality. Here you want to leave it on standard. And the next thing we want to come to Finder frame rate. This function is also currently disabled, but as you can see, it's on standard. All right. We're done with this section, so I'm going to show you the next setting to change. We come back here, go down to power setting option. So under power setting option, we'll come down to auto power off temperature. As you can see right now, it's in standard mode. And the only reason why this camera hasn't died right now is because it's in photo mode. All right, so I will be switching to video mode shortly, and I'm going to just play around for a bit and try to reproduce the error. So as you can see, I'm in video mode right now, and my shooting resolution is 4K 30. So any minute now, the overheating symbol is going to show up. Okay, so there it is. And once this symbol shows up, that just tells you that the camera is going to shut down at any moment. So see, now the camera is shut down. And the crazy thing here is, I'm not even recording yet. So I allowed the camera to cool down for a few minutes, then I put it back on. Once I put it back on, I get presented this screen. So at this point, I can either just select set or just close it and go into the main settings to change it. So I'm going to just go ahead and close this so that we can go back to the main settings really quickly and change the setting from standard to high before the camera dies again. So now that this setting is in place, this is going to essentially give us more recording time. Also, if you want a longer recording time, you can always come back here and change this setting, change the recording resolution to HD. But in my case, I would only be recording in 4K for the most part. So this concludes the first part of this video, which is the first method. Up next is the second method. Stay with me. So for this second approach, I'm going to show you the things you can do on the camera body itself. First off, you want to flip the LCD to a 180-degree position, because the problem is this is where the camera gets really hot. So you don't want to have to do this while you are filming, because basically this LCD monitor is covering the back of this camera. But by leaving it this way, it lets the camera just get some, bit of cooling around here. So the second one is to open the battery door. So once you open the battery door like this, you can continue filming. Also, you don't have to worry about the battery falling out because there's a spring release mechanism right here. All right. Other option is to open this SD card door. Okay. And you come to this side, you can open these USB ports, the cover, and the HDMI cover. All right. While these options may help, personally, I prefer not to keep them open because this will mean potentially exposing the camera to dust, even though this camera is rated to have dust and moisture sealing. So let's go over to the third method. For the third method, I will be using this external hardware, which is essentially a camera cooling fan. I ordered this from Amazon, and this will be my first time unboxing this. user manual and a quick start guide. So this is the cooling fan. I'm going to install it behind the camera and test it out, and I will let you know how well this works. If you also want to pick this up, I'll leave the Amazon store link in the description below. Be sure to grab it from there. So for a quick overview, we have the Type-C port, the power button, and right here is the temperature monitor. So to test out how effective this fan is, I am going to change the camera's auto shut-off setting from high to standard and see if the fan really works. So let's try installing this on the camera. So I think it's detecting the camera's temperature to be 27 degrees Celsius right now. So right now the fan is off. I'm going to press the power button once to start the fan. I'm going to press it once more. That increases the fan speed, and I'm going to press it once more. So basically this fan has two speeds. So what I'm going to do right now, I am going to go into the camera settings, and I am going to change the auto shut-off settings. I'm going to put it on standard. So remember when I said when I was in video mode, the camera basically overheated and died under 3 minutes. But with this fan working in second speed mode right now, let's see how long the camera will stay on before it dies. If it doesn't die under 3 minutes, that means this fan is doing a very good job at cooling down the camera. So I am going to press the record button and record for 3 minutes at least. So you can see that we are recording now. So I time-lapsed this video for a bit so I can skip forward, and as we can see, I have recorded at least 4 minutes and 30 seconds of footage. And originally without this cooling fan, when I'm in standard mode, I can't record for more than 3 minutes. The camera is just going to overheat and shut itself off completely. So this cooling method helped to significantly cool down this camera while recording in 4K 30, thereby increasing recording time. So right now, I'm at 6 minutes of recording and the overheating symbol hasn't even showed up. And looking at the temperature monitor on this side of the fan, we can see that this temperature hasn't gone beyond 31 degrees Celsius the whole time. This is impressive. On a side note, if you're not recording in 4K and you're recording in just HD mode, for example, without any of these methods in place, I believe the camera can actually stay on and record for longer as needed without shutting down. So my verdict, this cooling fan really works, and I am very much impressed. Okay, so this brings us to the end of this video. If you know any other settings or any other methods that I didn't cover in this video, please feel free to put them in the comment section below. I'll be reading and I'll be replying. If you have enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to hit that like button on my video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that I can continue to drop quality videos for you. And last but not least, turn on that notification bell so that you know when I go live or when I drop new videos. That's it for now, guys. I'll see you in the next one.